We always thought and dreamed and thought about what our dream home would be, what we always wanted to have in it. You know, when you live in as many houses as we've lived in, you think about a lot of the things that you want in a home.
We came with a lot of baggage, like treasures that we have collected through the years, and it was when they said we needed to pick a theme or a style, I was all over the place. And then I look at it as a funnel. Joey and Dale took all of our stuff and got it narrowed down to this perfect dream-making home.
Well, the vision starts with the client. The Browns, they really set the tone. They are avid collectors. And so, you know, a client that's been collecting antiques and special pieces for so long, you know, and they come in with, you know, a list of those things and how do you incorporate them into the house. Those special things kind of drove the style of this home. Be an old world mission revival type home, influenced a lot of the decision making and what the design will be. Along with that is our research into those things, because we love Spanish colonial architecture. We love the Spanish mission revival. Lots of that history is here in Central Texas. So that's what we kind of started with, not only taking what they were bringing, but what could we add to, how could we make it feel like it belonged here. This was a structure that had potentially been here for a long time, and that gave it that feeling.
I did a real primitive drawing, and it would have been a very ugly home had we built the one I drew. But I gave that to Joey, and I guess when we met with them, whenever I saw this drawing, I was going, "Wow, it's unbelievable!"
Wanted to pinch ourselves.
Yeah, it looked like it was a building that had been added on to over time. It looked old. It looked
like it'd been
so cool. So if it was.
Like I said, they're dream makers. They took our dream out of our imagination and put it on paper, and it was just the best feeling in all the world.
In this project specifically, the client was very funny, brought in his own graph paper type plan and had all the parts and pieces and sizes of things that were important to them, but it had no order to it, and it had no meaning. It had no three-dimensionality to it. It was just flat. And so being able to take something like that and rigorous order to it, you know, once we knew a stylistic approach, this mission revival style, there's very specific things that you see in a lot of the projects that are out there, historic ones. So the arrival, you know, coming into a space. So how do we take what he's done and give it that spiritual movement through a space where you arrive, and then you're presented with this beautiful view at the end. And so it's a lot of, you know, it's an argument with yourself as you're working through a project of how do you move these pieces around and come to this result.
Hierarchy is another kind of principle, and you see that in this house, and it is a methodology, I suppose, or a principle to apply to organizing a lot of pieces. And I think if you take some time and you walk around this house and you stay for a while, you begin to understand the hierarchy of the pieces. There's larger rooms like the one that we're in, and there's smaller, more intimate spaces. And I feel the same way about their collection of furniture and art pieces and all of that. There's some that are really big and bold, and then as you're moving around, you see some surprising thing that they've collected from some place, and it's smaller, and it's in just the right place. So that's really pretty invigorating when you're in the space. It doesn't have a feeling of just bland sameness. It's unique, but it's unique because it comes from things that they loved. And then I think that we applied really a rigorous kind of design process to put that together in a way that's just pleasing and satisfying.
It's elegant, yet it's casual, and it feels like them, along with all the stylistic things. And so, our process of doing endless amounts of drawings, it feels like, and just hand-drawn things that really kind of bring it to life, and being able to present that to them is pretty exciting.
He was just so kind and calming, and we were scared to death to go through this process. We'd had built a building, a commercial building, but this is different. This is our forever home. And both he and Joey were just phenomenal in guiding us and helping us make decisions that we didn't know we were capable of making, but did.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It didn't take us long to figure out that was the right architect. It didn't take us long to figure that out. After looking at some of their work that they had done and just talking with them and noticing how incredibly focused they were on what we were wanting to do. It couldn't have been easier to work with them. They were always accessible.
And they set up this path for us that it made it easy to me, that, this is the direction we're going in. What do you think? And we always got to make the decisions ultimately, but they would kind of guide us in the right directions, which was wonderful. It's a roadmap, I guess, and y'all end up at the same destination, but it was neat to see that the avenues that they took and the research that they did to come up with this design on the house. We'd rather be here than kind of go on vacation, because it's our bed, we've got all the amenities that we need that you might have at somewhere else out of the country or out of New Braunfels, but we love it. Just everything, every aspect of it. Sometimes we just pinch ourselves going, can you believe it?
Yeah.